All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for a bit of delay. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. We're here for our home yoga practice live, and today we'll have a bit of a chakra thematic, but my delay was caused because of dealing with the claims person for the car. Some of you know that I was in a car accident a couple of days ago. Good morning. And so, of course, they called right when I'm about to come online. So, yeah, it looks like it'll be sometime late next week when I'll get the car back. All kinds of fun things. So, good morning. I'm going to play a little bit of music for us. How is everybody? Feel free to let me know that you're here. Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning. So let's make ourselves comfy. I'm loving seeing the folks who are popping in. So go ahead and sound off. I hope everyone is doing well, whole, and healthy. Times are certainly stressful and yeah, just ongoing in the stress department. Let's take a moment and have a space of some silence to come into ourselves and to hold space for those who are still suffering from COVID, which is still ravaging. I learned of a friend having a family member have to go into intensive care yesterday. So let us not believe that this is over by any stretch. Hold space for those of us whose hearts are heavy with struggle for injustice. Those of us who are under immense stress, trying to make ends meet. Feel those spaces and where they reside within ourselves. Inviting ourselves to arrive in a genuine way. Coming into that heart chakra, that space of empathy and understanding. And it doesn't mean that we have to understand all of the technical details, that we can approach a space from a feeling space and feel the pain and sorrow and desperation of fear, of not having control, of grief. Those are human, so it doesn't even matter whether we understand the nuances of any situation. Let's start to find a few breaths and feel out our own hearts. How are our hearts surrounding what we just took in? Or is that too much? Do we not have any space for it because our own hearts? Do they feel like they don't have capacity? And let's connect. What do our hearts of forgiveness and compassion need? Ourselves. And instead of thinking right now about where we need to get it from outside of us, let's just give ourselves an internal hug, an acknowledgement that we deserve our own forgiveness, our own understanding of our situation. So welcome to our home yoga practice live, where we are dive into ways to explore our own personal practice and develop our own personal practice, build our personal practice at home. So whatever it is I make suggestions for today, I hope that you're able to find ways to say, oh, that resonates with me. I want to pick a little bit of that. or, oh, I want to think about that in this framework because that's how it's relevant in my life. All right. Let's breathe in and sweep the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands through center. Hold here, and I'll introduce a notion of what's called a bandha. Bandhas are energy locks. So kind of think of them as cinches in, or what are the connections between pipes in plumbing? I am not a plumber person, clearly with my language, but those little juncture things, right? So think of them, the things that connect and bind together. So here we're going to squeeze our sphincter, and I'm going to use that because that's universal, no matter how we identify or whatever sex parts we have. I think most of us have a sphincter. So let's squeeze that and feel that. Bandhas are energy locks containing. This is our root area. If you notice that it ungrips, go ahead and just regrip. Try not to super grip. And just feel and notice. Our first chakra, our connection to earth. And I'm referring to the Hindu system of chakras. There are other systems of chakra, and I'm going to be, over time I can explore and share other systems from other nations, other countries, other continents. See if we can maintain that grip, and we'll breathe in and lift, feeling that containment. What is our connection to our earth? What makes us feel stable? Exhale, bring it through center, gathering from those higher chakras, bringing it down into our bodies. Breath in and reach, find that grip. Exhale, bring it from the heavenly chakras through our third eye, inner seeing, through our voice, into our heart. Good. We'll bring the feet together. You don't have to pull it super close to you. And let's do that Mula Bandha again. Feeling our hips opening, bring your attention to your hips. And then we'll just start to flow forward and back. Feeling the hip area. Seeing if you can squeeze and release in that Mula Bandha. Coming into our second chakra, our space of fluidity. Where have we been? How do we respond to going with the flow? Has it been hard lately? So are we resistant? Is our form of water inside us energetically kind of frozen and locked? Is it a rushing ocean, rushing river? Carry your breath, feel your body energetically. What's fighting this? What's loving this? And if you can round the spine as you go, just start to observe and feel up and down the spine. How is that water flowing through the entirety of you? How does your water greet the back of your heart? Are we fluid in what love and kindness feels like and looks like coming out of us? Or are we too rigid? And then let's go ahead and come forward, and you can let that Mula Bandha go. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And then we'll bring ourselves upright. So we could always carry a chakra thematic throughout our home practice if we want to kind of use it as a check-in on where are we with these energies. Stability and rootedness and earthliness, does that mean we're rock hard and stuck? Or are we sandy in our stability? Do we not feel like, we have solid ground? Does it feel like the rug is being pulled out from under us? And I'm trying to use these terms because those are ways in which to reflect and kind of connect in with where we are with that energetically. And those are terms we may have been using in our lives lately. All right, and then this watery space in our hips, coming up now to our third chakra, our space of fire. So I'm going to come here, feet down, finding the most simple way of engaging into boat pose, a fiery space where we have to engage into our core. So here, you could start here and just have your hands here. pulling the belly in. Let's go ahead and reconnect with our ground, with our mula bandha. So let's go ahead and squeeze that sphincter hold. If a Kegel makes better sense to you, and if those are body parts that you have and it makes sense, go ahead and use the Kegel notion. But we're going to squeeze here, breath, lifting up in the chest, and start to feel the engagement of the core, the working of the core, and reflect on our relationship with our fire. Where have we been lately? Do we initiate? Do we activate? Or do we feel like we got nothing in our tank? I'm going to raise my hand on that one. Call myself out. And then how do you carry yourselves throughout your day when you know that you don't have any energy? Do you just try to keep pushing through? Keep feeling your ground. We need to have a solid root in order to be able to activate. Always come back to root. Always come back to your security and your stability. Now, if you want, you could reach the arms out here, but if that's overtaxing your fire space, don't do it. Give yourself support coming into that first chakra, using the arms to help your fire. Now, we started the week talking about moderation, brahmacharya, bringing that element into our practice. Moderating, abstaining, self-restraint. Can we engage in our fire and know our power without overstraining, forcing, overexerting? Feel your breath. Maybe lift one leg, maybe not. Feel out those words. Engage in your mula bandha. Notice how it makes you feel. Release it when it has to go, and then see if you can just re-engage. Just greet yourselves and greet yourselves again on your mat. We're coming to yoke, to connect. Bringing that foot down and lift. Connect to your essence. Connect to your journey. Good. Now bring that foot down, bottoms of the feet together, and come forward. Pour water on that fire. Deep breath. Let your body weight sink into the earth. If you've needed to feel like you need to let go, you can let go here. That's trusting in your foundation. Trust that this floor has you. Don't force anything in your hips and your back. We'll roll that spine up. Good. Find a cross-legged space if you like. You could have your legs extended out in front of you. Just finding a few cat and cows now. Just opening the chest, stretching out the throat, feeling the front of us and the back of us, starting to activate and initiate from our heart, from our breastbone. Anahata. Breathe. The element here is air. So we've been talking about earth elements coming all the way up, right? Earth, the grounding in that tailbone area. Water, the fluidity in those hips areas. Our power, the fire in our core area. And now here we are in the center of our chest. Air is this element. Love and kindness and forgiveness as abundant as air. Where do we feel the limitations? In the back of the heart, in the front of the heart, the sides even. Good. And then see if we can allow a slow, gentle gyration. Expressive. Now, see if we can notice that we have to be grounded. So you're going to feel your tailbone. Sorry, not your tailbone, your sitting bones. And then your hips, of course, as we're spinning and grinding around in this spiral. So we have to conduct a bit of fluidity in order to keep going, right? The engine to sustain us coming from our power. Maybe noting your pace, right? That pace kind of lets you know how much gas you got in the tank, or how strong your engine is right now, or whether it needs to cool down. And then we'll feel the heart conducting through all of that fluidity, because love needs some fluidity. Can't be rigid. And feel the love coming down, right? Let's think up and down, not just think in one direction. Not just think about one energy, because they're all interrelated. Do we need to sit in a space of forgiveness or kindness when we talk about our power? Think about that for a moment as we move. We'll change direction. How kind have we been in our inner voice about how much energy we have had lately? I know I catch myself saying, man, I didn't put in enough time on this and this and this. My end of the day checklist doesn't always end up being very kind, right? And I need to start to let that forgiveness come all the way down and say, I did the best that I could do. And actually, wow, being grateful for being able to initiate and activate in anything, coming all the way back up. Let's feel. We'll take the left arm across, hook under it. Maybe occasionally keep gripping into that Mula Bandha. If that first chakra space is resonating with you, if your grounding is resonating with you, like if you're feeling like you need to establish your connection to your root. Going to twist here just a little bit. Feeling what's going on in the back of that shoulder blade, back of the heart. Also now we're coming up to the junction point between our heart space and our throat space. Right? The shoulders and the arms come between the heart and the throat. They're the junction, the connection point, and they're so expressive for us, right? We express so much love through these arms, right? And through these hands, and we'll find the other side. You can just hold the back of the shoulder and twist. You can be holding these spaces as long as you like or as little. This is your personal practice at home. Let go of thinking about physiology right here and just embrace, where are the stuck spaces in these joints, in my heart area, in my shoulder area, that help me express kindness? Or am I clench holding? Am I bracing to protect my heart? Has it not felt safe? Come on back down to the root. That safety and security that we build from the inside out. And then we'll come on back to center. Let's see about finding a grip behind. You could always use a strap if you like to bring your hands together behind you. Lifting the arms back. I'm going to tuck my chin down. Coming up now, still in the neck and shoulders and heart, that whole zone. Feeling the throat space. And just lift the chin back and forth, tucking it and lifting it while lifting the arms behind us. Honor your limitations. Let your heart lead the way. Forgiveness, understanding, not forcing. Maybe connect in with that Mula Bandha, your ground. And now we're up in this throat. Color is blue, element is sound. Open the jaw, stretch it. Our voice, our truth. Turning the head left and right. Now, if something is fatiguing a lot, ask yourself, how much am I forcing? Am I letting my third chakra, my fire, dominate? Going beyond what my heart can handle right now. And we'll come to center. Breathe in the front of the chest, shoulder blades down. Exhale, come on forward. You can lift the arms if you like. And roll the spine up, and we'll start to flow up and down. Listen, feel, respect, forgive. Now, as we're going back and forth, maybe just open the jaw wide, stretching it side to side, feeling and stimulating our voice space, our speaking space. If you'd like to ohm here, and I think that's where I want to go, find a few ohms. Sound and vibration, moving energy, clearing energy. Letting the arms go when you're ready, coming forward. Let's take a moment and embrace this stillness. Feeling how those energies and sensations and emotions are residing in our flesh. Where in our flesh are we feeling reaction, stimulation, stagnation? Good, and we'll bring ourselves back upright. Let's go ahead and widen the legs out. New edges on Thursdays, finding new limits and exploring things in new ways. So perhaps this, if you're new to joining us, perhaps you're like, is this yoga? What's going on? Yoga has many forms, and yoga has 8 limbs. And how we connect, living in, residing in the skin of our flesh and our bones, is one way in asana. Connecting in our breath, pranayama. How we treat others and walk in the world are yamas. How we treat ourselves and hold ourselves accountable to our morals and our ethics are niyamas. How we relate to our senses are pratyahara. Concentration and focus, dharana. Oh, meditation, dhyana. Samadhi, unification, and the bliss and the peace and the serenity that comes with residing and living in all of those branches. And we'll come on upright, and I'll invite us to close the eyes as we do a side bend over to whatever side you want. And that's only if you feel comfortable doing so as far as closing the eyes. Okay, I never want to make a command space. And certainly, if you'd rather have your eyes open, maybe see if the eyelids could be heavy, relaxing our dependence on sight and noticing external sight. And then noticing how going side to side in these gentle waving side bends lets us see ourselves in a different way, see what's going on and how we feel in a different way when we bring the gaze within. Notice the absence of us looking outside and noticing things about our outer environment that may actually serve as more of a distraction than something that's helping us come within into our dharana, that focus, that concentration. Flowing. Now maybe go ahead and re-engage in your mula bandha, squeezing. Seeing how that affects you as you come into that fluidity. Does that help you anchor? Does it help you feel a new space that's moving, making space for change, going with the flow? If you want to om here, noticing how that makes you feel. Now, you don't have to om. You could do a chant or a prayer that's resonant with your beliefs. That's another way of just bringing in sounds. Heck, sing a song, man. That's just a great way of voicing, vocalizing, clearing our voice. I'm going to turn and come forward. Don't worry about how far you're going up or down. It's your relationship inside of your body. Coming back up, twisting, coming forward. And then we'll just flow. And as you notice your spine rising up, feel your back of your heart. Notice where you can feel your throat, your chest, your core. Maybe now start to notice how they're collaborating and working together. Notice how you're creating a relationship with your body, and maybe you don't usually move and communicate in your body in this way. Because connecting with our body in this way is very intimate. I like to also always invite some touch space, some caress space. Waking up, awakening, enlightening myself to living in the skin I'm in. And then coming on back forward. I may be coming forward. Work the neck, work the spine, linger where you want to linger. And moderate. Start to observe. Am I pushing it? Am I over pushing? Could I abstain? Do I like to go for the burn? Do I notice that I tend to justify? I always do it this way because. And is that a resistance to trying to just explore doing it in a different way? Maybe moderating? Yoking, connecting, learning about our own patterns inside of us. No one can take you on that journey. You have to dive into that pool on your own. All right. If you want to join, we'll come up to standing. I'm going to move my strap out of the way. Coming to the back of my mat just so that I can have space. Notice how you came to standing. Do you prefer to have your feet wider? Do you know where you are? Or did you not even notice how you placed your feet? Do you like them further together? Notice if your mind said, well, what should it be? And see if you can kind of hit the Etch-a-Sketch on that. Toss that away and just say, what feels comfortable of me standing in this physical body, my spirit occupying this body? I'm actually going to separate a little bit. Soften the knees a bit. Let the arms dangle. Perhaps close your eyes. Feeling your sixth chakra, that inner vision. Now go ahead and connect in the Mula Bandha. We'll engage in another bandha here, right in the center of the core. If you just tighten the belly as though you're bracing for a punch in the gut. See if you can do them both. Down at the sphincter squeeze and this Uddiyana Bandha, that fire energy lock. And find your breath. Now, when you engaged those, did it make the shoulders tense? Can we let that go? Feel your feet, feel your toes. What's starting to fatigue? What are the thoughts going in your mind? See if we can keep that connection, and we'll breathe in and lengthen upward. Exhale, let's twist it open to the left. Inhale back up. Re-engage and squeeze. Exhale, twist. You're likely going to release to twist. Come on back up. Breathe in. Engage. Squeeze those bandhas. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale out. So feel the heart space. Feel the arms pull that space away. Feel the airy spaciousness in our hearts. Breathing in. Bend the knees. Pull the butt back chair. Weights in the heels. Come into your earth and your fire. Feel the solidity of those legs. Check in on how they've been carrying you on your journey. Have you felt wobbly? Re-engage in the Mula Bandha. See if we can engage in that Uddiyana Bandha. Use that breath. It's all connected. How is your insight playing in now with any of those other spaces? If you want to Om, go ahead and Om. I'd like an Om. Deep breath. Coming up to standing. Now I'm going to root in one leg, coming into a different relationship in my root, lifting my left leg, breath, reaching that leg out, hold, take it out. Don't worry about how far, just feeling a little fluidity in the hip. And bring that back. Come the standing breath in. Reaching on high now, coming up to the seventh chakra. Top of the head. Our connection with something higher than ourselves. Our connection with the cosmos, if that's what you believe. Or just feeling the energy of rising and reaching. Having faith, having dreams. And we'll bring it forward. Now go ahead and soften the knees if you like. Respect your body. Respect your house. We're not here to boss it around. See if you can soften the knees. Soften the back. Yielding. The energy of faith and belief is surrender. And that is really scary stuff, right? And we'll gradually round the spine out. And I don't mean surrender as in being beaten into submission, right? That's not the surrendering I mean. I mean the surrendering as in just being wholly present and giving our energy to it willingly. I'm not saying having it taken from us. Don't mean defeat either. I'm going to root into this left leg. Feel it out. Engage that bandha. See if you can, as we play with one-legged spaces, when you play with the bandhas, do you notice, hey, I'm actually more solid there? Or maybe there's still muscles that are not used to talking to one another. We're not going to get things perfectly, right? There is no perfect. There's only practice. We'll lift the right leg. It could be this high. It could be a little higher. This is you, your body. I'm standing in mine. It's quivering right here. Quiver. And I'm feeling that relationship with stability or that recalibration, that constant calibration. Do we accept the constant calibrating in our rootedness? And then we'll reach, connect that fire. Oh, got to put some heat, got to put some effort into this. And then, a little bit of water, fluidity, feeling that hinge, or do we need some WD-40 on it? And bring it down, coming back into our earth. Let's feel that. How does it feel to come on back into 2 feet on the earth? Breathing in, let's lengthen upward. Exhale, we'll hinge it forward. Deep breath here. Now, if you aren't at the back of your mat, go ahead and wiggle, walk, scoot yourself back to the back of your mat. And you might need to bend your knees or walk your feet back a little, but let's see about bringing our hands flat to the floor and just shift, bringing our awareness of rootedness and solidity in the bones of our earth suit by coming into our arms, standing into our new arm legs. Can we stand? Are these parts of our body ready to be our support? How does our head space start to reflect on this? These upper chakras, are they scared? Do they not have faith that these parts of the bodies can give us that support? We can start to reflect on, how does this help me notice whether I lean into new areas of support in my community, different people in my circle? Am I leaning in enough? Do I trust that they got me? Do I let them help me? Or do I just say, no, I got it, calling myself out? All right, we're going to start to walk our hands forward. Breath, notice, am I carrying my breath with me as I go? Ooh. And then we'll just come to plank. Now, as you're walking it forward, feel free to bring your knees down for your plank, okay? Breathing in, breathing out. Now feel all of your support, because every bone and every muscle is wrapping around those bones to give us solidity. Otherwise, we'd be a gelatinous pool onto the floor. Breath. We don't want to be that watery. We need our solid and our fire to work together. Maybe rock back and forth on your tippy toes if you're, feel. All right, find that Mula Bandha, that sphincter squeeze, that Uddiyana Bandha. And then we'll bring the knees down, sink the butt back, child's pose, folding into ourselves into a space of comfort. What have we gotten to touch inside of us? Look at it in a new and different way. Moderate and restrain ourselves. See if we can be aware of the breath here. With each new breath, can you find a new space to feel the breath moving some flesh inside of you? And then we'll lay ourselves down on our bellies if you want to join here. So we'll come on down. Remember that we're here for our home yoga practice. So developing that personal practice at home. Grab any bits of this that resonate for you. But the key is that you're practicing at home. So not with a video, not with someone telling you what to do. We can't eventually start our own personal journey without starting our personal journey. Forearms down. Elbows under the shoulders. We're going to go into Sphinx, feeling the belly resting. I'm bringing my inner thighs as close together as I can. Now, key, try not to squeeze the buttocks. I'm going to press down through the forearms and gently lift the chest, relaxing the butt, growing tall through the back of the head. So now the foundation, my relationship with rootingness, A lot of it is transferred a bit into the forearms. I'm trying not to dig into my elbows, trying to use as much of the surface, even my palms, each finger pressing down, bringing that element of rooting. Am I rooting through the pinky? Am I rooting through my thumbs? Or are they just kind of attached to me doing nothing? And how does that engagement help my chest, that airy space of the heart chakra, have more space? And who couldn't use more space for understanding and forgiveness and compassion? Lifting up through my space of communication, the back of my neck, aspiring upward, letting my voice sing. But what is that inner voice saying? Listen to your physical body. What is it saying, and are you respecting it? Is there a sound that you want to emit but you're choking back? What are the hips and the low back saying? Can you let that water help you find fluidity through the body? Don't get too rigid. Don't let your fire and your rootedness tense this space. We could tilt the chin up and down if you like. A little bit, lot more throat activation. Feeling what's stuck there. Encouraging a little bit more pliability. Fill up the low belly with breath. Side to side with the neck if you like. You could do neck rotations here too. It could be a little intense. If something is fatiguing, stop. That's you bringing your communication and your heart into how you're treating yourself on the mat. And then we'll lower it down. And we bring that inward gaze with that third eye. Deep breath here. Sigh it out. And let that inner gaze inform us, teach us that wisdom. Hey, that's not how we like to treat ourselves. That's not how we would treat others. How do we actualize that in our flesh and how we move in our bodies, how we move in the world? Inviting that inner sage, that inner wisdom to guide us in life. Not take a back seat, to guide us, to live it. We'll lift the head and turn it to the other side. Feel the stillness and the heaviness. It's another aspect of our first chakra. How comforting does it feel? Sometimes folks like to add a few heavy blankets of weightedness on us. Because if our energy gets too high, too up in the air, flying away, we might need some help to anchor. And I'll invite us to roll over onto our backs. And then once we get there, walking the feet in, and just wake up our first chakra with a little bit of stomping. Let the flesh jiggle. Good. And we'll cross the right ankle above left knee. Roll to the left, fluid and yet so heavy. The more body mass we have on the floor, the more we can really come into feeling that heaviness, the pull of the earth to remind us that we are a part of this earth. And then we'll come up feeling a nice little liquid space in the hips. And then see about going over to the other side. Be kind. Don't let the power space start to dominate. Balance. And then we'll come on back up and over. Up and over. Perhaps close your eyes. Up and over. Are you moving with kindness? Are you letting your heart space kind of guide the way? Are you inviting it into this conversation? And we'll come to center, and if you like, you could thread the needle, bringing your hand behind the hamstring to hug that in. Don't worry about how close it is. You're going to stop and listen when your body says stop. Some of us like to bring our hands on top of that left knee. I'm starting to run a bit into some time, so I want to add in a little bit of third eye or sixth chakra ajna while we're here. So opening the eyes wide and just activate. Feel your eyelids and ask them as muscles to open wide. Feel that stimulation. See the eyeballs seeing. Don't try to identify things. Just being aware of eyeballs seeing. Now close the eyes. Clamp them shut. Tighten all of those muscles. Feel how it feels. Notice that activation. Notice anything that doesn't want to keep holding on. Open wide. Find your breath. Observe your breath. And close tight, tight, tight. And open wide. One more time if you like. And close. Good, and then we'll release. Let's uncross the legs, keeping the arms down alongside the waist or overhead. Make a choice. Do you want to close your eyes or keep them open as we press down through the hips and press down through the legs and lift the hips. Breath. Try not to turn your head as I just did. Breathe. Upside down, seeing things a different way, seeing the world from below, and lower those hips down. We'll pull the knees into the chest, maybe forehead to the knees, pulling all of the chakras together. And bringing the head down, legs down. Crossing left ankle above right knee. And then you'll find that little rocking side to side if you like. Greeting this side. Maybe just marveling at this physical body, our earth suit, this house. This is where we live. These hips hold our spirit. These knees hold our spirit. This whole being. It's been carrying us on this journey. Let our practice be, as my friend Tashmika says, a love letter to your body. Good. I'm feeling like I really needed this in my hips. Ooh. And then coming on back up when you're ready. If you want to give a hug, you can. Now you could always just keep that foot down, especially if you're feeling a lot of intensity going on in the back of this hip. Try to be mindful and careful that your yoga practice doesn't become yoga punishment, okay? We're here to connect, not rip anything apart. You're not teaching yourself a lesson. The gains that are being made are so subtle. It's about awareness, not about our physical ability. Good. Nice. And then we'll release that foot, uncross it. Now, if you know another version or you like to go into what some people call full wheel or Urdhva Dhanurasana, feel free to do so. I'm not going to do it. I'm still giving my head area a bit of a rest after some of you know I had a fender bender. I got rear-ended a couple of days ago. So choose where you want to be. If you like to go up into that space and you know how to do so safely, go ahead. But otherwise, this is a simple inversion, pressing down and lifting the hips for our bridge, lifting the chin a little bit. Let's see if we can find 8-10 breaths here quietly. Noticing what we notice about all 7 spaces of energy. See if we can engage in a moderate way. And we'll lower our hips down. Do any final postures that you wish that you need before putting yourselves in a position for rest for Shavasana. And your Shavasana could be legs up the wall. Your legs could be draped over the back of a chair or the seat of a chair. Your hips could be raised. You could be lying on your tummy. You could have a kitty cat come beside you. So whatever you've chosen for your final positioning of your body for resting, for stillness, arrive with your awareness, wakeful and mindful and unmoving, non-reactive. Notice when there's a little twitch or wiggle that you want to do. Feel that restraint from unbunching some clothing, even restraining your mind from following a sound and the story behind that sound. Be right here, fully present in the now, in all of your elements of light and sound, of spirit and air. Of fire and water and earth. Where is your mind now? Practice your loving kindness and compassion right now on a thought, on an action, on a memory. Gently choose when you're ready to find movement, to emerge from a space of stillness, reflecting on moderation and restraint, connecting with all of the spaces of energy inside of you that you've stimulated and invigorated today. Good morning. And we'll arrive to close together if we wish. feeling how those bandhas and the connections in those clenchings and seizings served us. Maybe feeling out elements that we'll want to journal and make parts of our own home practices, personal practices. Home doesn't have to imply that it's in your house. Home is here. If you wish to join, we'll have a single Om to close, stimulating our fifth chakra, connecting with one another in vibration, feeling the oneness of that vibration. Even if, I know, you're like, I'm at home and I'm not with anybody. But the sound is a wave, and that wave extends. It's going to mingle at some point in time. They're going to commingle and harmonize. They shall meet together. If you wish, single breath in. Hands to the heart center at the Anjali Mudra. Actually, let's do the Anahata Mudra. So we've been talking about the heart chakra. So heels of the palms together, pinky together, thumb together, fingers flaring open like a flower bud, like a flower blossom. And we'll bring those thumbs up against our heart space. And take a breath in. Exhale, we'll bring the fingertips together, tuck it in like you're bringing the bud of a flower into you, embedding the bud of that flower. And then inhale, let it expand out into the world. Exhale, bring it in. Breathe your love. Inhale. Anahata, as abundant as love, as air. Exhale. Inhale. Don't limit it. Exhale. Give your love freely. Inhale. There aren't people who are undeserving. Exhale. We are one, and our love is unconditional. Inhale. The light and love in me honors and salutes the light and love in you. Namaste. Thank you all so very much for joining. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. This has been our home yoga practice live today. Our theme this week has been moderation or brahmacharya, and today exploring new edges, bringing a chakra perspective into our practice. I hope that you'll come and check us out every day, 10:30, Tuesday through Friday. Otherwise, we have some other classes on the weekends. Check out our YouTube channel. And if you wish, please feel free to donate at our website, justbeyoga.com. All right. Thank you all. Good to see you. Hey, Claudia. And red flag. Red flag. All right. You guys take good care.